Joining me now is Miki Sudo, 9-time champion on the women's side of the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Thank you so much for joining us. Are you ready for the big day? Are you ready for the competition?
Absolutely. I'm so excited to be back. I've got some huge competition, especially in the form of Mayoi Ebihara out of Japan. She's back. I expect high numbers out of her, so I'm prepared to put up some even larger numbers.
I know Joey Chestnut is not going to be there this year. He says it's bittersweet that he's not going to be there. What's your take on all of this?
Yeah, I mean, Joey's been such a great friend for over 10 years, like on and off the circuit. And I'm so happy that he had such a lucrative opportunity to go work with another company. Obviously, I'm going to miss him. But with that said, I think what this means for the contest is you'll see 5 or 6 other guys really push themselves, push each other, put up personal bests all across the board. This contest on the guys' side might be won by a fraction of a hot dog. It could possibly go into overtime. I think it's more exciting than it's been in recent history.
That is a great point, that it really opens up the field. You're a household name. You've done so much for female competitive eating. What is the secret to your success? Is that you're so good at what you do? Is it your personality? How were you able to achieve that?
I think it just helps that I love doing what I do. I mean, it's work, but I love it. So, I mean, otherwise I wouldn't be doing this 11 years later. And I think, you know, just my joy and my love for the sport shows, hopefully.
Now, you've broken a lot of competitive eating records. Ice cream, kimchi, corn dogs, cheese slices, even donuts. Okay, so I have a question for you. Does taste play a factor, or is it more the structure of the food? Like, what works the best?
That's a good question, because a lot of these contests test our capacity, but I usually don't run out of space. I start to fight flavor fatigue. So that's over the course of 10 minutes when your taste buds and then your brain just wants to slow things down because the overwhelming, you know, whether it's sweet or savory, the taste just kind of starts to get to me over the course of 10 minutes. So I use a liquid to offset that. When I'm eating donuts, I'll have black coffee. When I'm drinking when I'm eating hot dogs.
You have coffee when you're
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, both on and off the competitive
But with
circuit.
the donuts, oh wow.
Yeah, so I'll have hot black coffee when I'm eating hot dogs. I want something sweet, so I actually have a strawberry, orange, banana, 0-calorie drink mix.
Wow, that's fascinating. And what advice would you give for somebody who's just thinking about getting into this? Like, how do you start out? What's some good advice for them?
I mean, for a lot of us, you know, you don't choose competitive eating. It'll kind of choose you. So if you're having fun, I would just say stay with it. You know, it's perfectly enjoyable as a spectator too. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, especially on the women's side, you know, we've got qualifiers for the hot dog eating contest months leading up to July 4th. So I would just say sign up at majorleagueeating.com and, you know, see if you have fun with it.
It'll choose you. I love that. When you were growing up, did you ever picture this would be your future, that you would be a competitive? What did you want to be when you were growing up?
Not at all. I don't know. I mean, I went into college thinking I was going to go off to law school. I mean, so much has changed, but I love the path that I've kind of fallen into. But, you know, while competing, Nick and I met Nick on the circuit.
Your husband.
Yeah, exactly. When we decided to start a family, I decided that I needed to kind of have like a longer term vision. So I'm actually back in school at HCC in Tampa for dental hygiene. So I plan to do this, but that's kind of going to be my second career.
Wait, that is fascinating. Dental hygiene of all things too. Do you think you have a better perspective from what you do to go into that, or what made you choose dental hygiene?
I mean, I'm just like, I just honestly, now that I'm in the program, I love it so much. I love the learning aspect. I love that you get to teach the public about taking care of their mouths and their teeth. I love the clinical portion. It's just been such a fun program. About halfway through, and I'll be done next May.
And last question, you ate 48 and a half hot dogs in 2020. What's your goal this year?
I'd love to hit that 50 mark because 48 and a half is such a messy number, you know, that, especially with the half. So if you round it up to 49 and then 50 is right around the corner is kind of my logic. I've done it at home multiple times. Now I just have to make it happen on stage.
All right, Miki Sudo, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. For more stories in your communities, click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV for the latest news and weather updates every 10 minutes and more. We'll see you then.